What's up, YouTube fans? Today we're going to take a look at the Transformers Kingdom Core Class Soundwave, and we're going to take a look at the other Core Class figures that have come out already prior to this wave. So here is Soundwave. He does come in box without the shoulder missile attached, so you just take this, it's just a peg, and you set that in there. And now he is complete with his G1 look. Really cool looking. Quite a bit of paint compared to what I thought you would get with this. You got the red and silver there. You've got the yellow around the tape deck here. Tape deck does open, which really surprised me. You have red eyes, silver face there, the red detail in the gun here, silver painted buttons, silver painted on the legs. Here's the side and the back, no paint on there, but clean, very clean for a little tiny guy like this. Overall good looking, and the Decepticon logo looks great. You can open up this chest, of course, to reveal the tape inside, which is also painted this laser beaky color. So you got the red and silver, and then the rest of it's black. It doesn't transform, of course, but it does fit in there, and it does look really cool. He does come with one accessory, which is this gun, which is also painted. It's got the silver here and then the red stripe. And that can fit in either hand. I'll just put it in this one for now. And there you go. He's got his weapon. He can sort of press his own button, but not really. The ball joint ends up coming off. So you can kind of fake it. But there you go. Let's go over articulation since we have him ready to go. The head is on a joint up and back and forth since for transformation. You can rotate the head all the way around. You can also rotate this on that peg. Shoulder rotates on a ball joint here, and it has this butterfly backwards for transformation, and it goes up to there. You have a swivel at the elbow, and it's a ball joint, so you can go in any direction basically. Bends 90 degrees. The wrist just goes in and out for transformation. Coming down, you have no waist rotation or anything. You do have a hip skirt here, which is interesting. You can kick forward up to there. Back to here, it's hindered by that back piece, and then out to the side. The knees bend 90 degrees. And then the ankles are on a ball joint. You don't get a lot out of them. I mean, they're really tiny, but you can rotate the foot, and sometimes it pops off like that. So you can't get too much out of that, but you can go back and forth, and very slightly to the side. And for comparison, there is Soundwave next to the other Core Class G1 figures. There are some other Core Class I don't have here, like the dinosaur ones, the skeleton ones. I don't care about those. I just wanted to see these. So since we haven't looked at these on the channel, I might as well bring them in so you can take a look at them. So here's Megatron. You can see quite a bit of paint detail. I was actually really surprised. A lot of silver, Decepticon logo there. You do have the little deco here with the blue, red, and yellow. Red on the sides of the chest. Painted silver hands. Here's the back. It does look, it obviously looks like a tank because it is a tank. You can put that gun in his hand, but I figured he already has this weapon here. So I like to put it on his back to emulate that G1 gun look, which maybe that's why they put that there. I'm pretty sure that is why they put that there. But he looks pretty cool, and I like the overall look of that. Next, we'll take a look at Starscream. You can see he's got the yellow paint, red paint here, silver for the intakes, blue paint on the arms. Coming down, you have blue paint on the fins here. He does have his Decepticon logos, but people would be happy because these are up, right side up. Some people like that. Head is painted black with silver and red eyes. And he does have his null rays there. And then finally we have Optimus. I believe this was the first one we got. I can't remember. But he has silver on the head and on the face. Blue eyes, blue chest. Paint here. He does come with his blaster. Silver paint here on the shins. And here's the back. A little bit more messy compared to the other guys, but still really cool looking. So there are all of them in their robot modes. Pretty cool looking set. They're all basically the exact same size. No real difference here in terms of the scale, which is fine with me. And just for a better sense of scale, there it is next to the Kingdom version of Optimus Primal. So he comes up to about his waist. I also have the Arc here so you can see how it looks next to the Arc. They don't quite fit in this little ramp here. If you fold it up into the tape deck mode, which we're going to do, it will fit in this little ramp cavity here. So that is pretty cool. But I would probably put all of these core class with the Arc. I think they're just going to fit in nicely. So there you go for scale. Now let's get Soundwave transformed into his tape deck mode. Go ahead and take this off. And you can take this off as well and set those aside for now. Take the hands, those are going to fold up inside the arms. Take the arms, those are going to come to the back. And you can see there's a peg on the bottom, so just peg that arm into the bottom. Like that. Take the head, rotate it around, and then fold it into the cavity there. Take the legs, pointing the right way so you have that slot on the inside. And then tab that in. Very G1-esque transformation. And then, per the instructions, you are supposed to flip these down into here, although I think it actually looks better the other way. Then come to the back here, take these guns, and these are going to peg into the back here. And there you have Core Class Soundwave in his tape deck mode. Really cool looking, very G1-esque, very reminiscent. Everything looks right. The tape deck mode still opens, of course, and you have a laser beacon there. I think it looks better like this, personally. There is a kit coming out, but that kit's probably almost as much as this figure, so I'm probably not going to be getting it. But I think it looks better with the feet folded up like this. It just looks more natural. It does break up the sculpt on the side, but I'd rather have that than the feet sticking out of the bottom. Let's go around to the back here. Looks very like the original toy, and even the masterpiece as well. Overall, a pretty cool looking tape deck mode. There is Core Class Soundwave next to the other Core Class figures in their vehicle modes. And here's where things get wacky. I mean, nothing makes sense. It doesn't matter. These are tiny little bots, so they're not supposed to scale. But here he is next to a tank. Here he is next to Optimus Prime truck mode. And here he is next to Starscream. They all end up being around the same size in both robot and alt modes. So there kind of is, you know, nothing you could do because they just scale them all together, which is fine with me for this scale in this class. Speaking of, let's take a look at these since we never looked at these on my channel. It does look like a nice little jet there. It's a little bit crunched. You know, he's a stout jet, but it does look good. You got blue here on the back. He does have his null rays here on the side. And the traditional gold cockpit. And that looks nice. Here is Optimus. And you can take this gun if you prefer. You can mount it on the side here. I just think it looks dumb. Alright, well that doesn't want to stay, so you might as well just put it on the back where it's nice and secure. And last we have Megatron, and it looks like this. Pretty cool looking tank. A lot of holes back here, of course. It does rotate and it goes up and down, which is pretty surprising. I wasn't expecting a little thing like this to do all of that, but it does. There's no wheels on it, so you just set it down. But overall, pretty cool looking tank. So Soundwave does look cool and fits in well with the rest of the core class. So final thoughts on the Kingdom core class Soundwave. Let's start with the positives. I think it's a really fun little figure. It's fun to flip back and forth. It does have the tape gimmick. It comes with 2 weapons, which, you know, I was impressed for $10. I was expecting that. Overall, it's just a fun little guy, and he's got a lot of nice little detail and paint. He also fits in well, obviously, with his brothers here, Starscream and Megatron, his Decepticon mates, and they look good together on a display. I'd probably put this with the Kingdom Arc or some other larger Titan class figure. Negatives wise, I would say it is a little bit limited. I mean, what do you expect for $10? But some of the joints and the posability, for example, not being able to press his own button, that was a little bit limited for me. Overall, I highly recommend it. It's fun. It's a good little desk spot for your work or even at home. just to mess with as you're doing other stuff. And it looks good with the Titan class figures. So that's it for today. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.